Well, me working inside that building, I'll tell you what happened, man. Once everything goes corporate, instead of them hiring people that are actually qualified for the job, they're looking for guys that come from where they come from. They don't want to sit there and look at one of us every day. They don't relate to us, so they want to hire the kid out of, which I don't have no problem with, but he got to be from the culture. They want to hire the kid from Cornell or Brown. They make all of these, because I've been in these offices before and seen guys responsible for some of the most important hip-hop artists of this generation. I'm like, this dude don't know what the fuck he doing. How is he an A&R for this dude? He don't know. He don't like. How am I gonna give him direction when I don't know where he come from? It's a difference. If I'm talking to Eiht, it's certain stuff I know he's not going to do off rip. So I'm not gonna present him with a bunch of tracks that may be, Pharrell got some bangers, by the way, but I'm not gonna bring Eiht change clothes. You feel what I'm saying? That's not him. I'm gonna bring him some.
Right, and back in the 80s, man, when cats made records, I mean, you had to, if you making a record, man, you putting all your money together, this is your one shot, you better come correct with that shit. You better be real creative. Cats ain't got money to blow in no studio. You better make something that you know the hood is gonna like, something that you can take up there to Greg Mack and K-Day and those guys. So you had to be very serious about what you were doing. And a lot of those guys knew how to A&R themselves. They felt what the streets was kind of leaning towards and patterned it on that.
And back then, you had the producer that normally came from a DJ background again, the sound man. I'm pretty sure Slip probably was A&R on y'all earlier records. Y'all was some young guys. So I'm pretty sure he was probably telling you, Eiht, say it like this or do this like this. Am I correct, though?
I kind of never had to go with that as far as came to recording, because I took pride in writing and saying shit. I was the type of motherfucker back then that I'd rap some shit and get halfway through the verse and say, stop it, and go back.
Oh, so you was producing
let me do that over. And I do it again and we'll listen to it and I'll be like, oh, I fucked up on that part. Let's do that over. Or I'll be like, oh, you listen to me right there? And then Slip would give me that. But I think I just took pride in wanting to be
elite,
a good MC.
Yeah.
Back then, it was hard to maintain or get in the game.
Yeah.
You get me? It wasn't simplified like it is now. I can sit in my, my room, turn on my laptop, give me a microphone and bing. No, like you said back then, it was costing $200-300 an hour to go up in one of them studios with them 2-inch reels.
And it's gonna get ugly now.
Yeah.
But this AI shit, it's about to get real ugly for a lot of people, because if you look at what they just did to Spotify today, right? They about to open up all this other stuff and they taking more money from the artists now, right? With this AI stuff, it's scary, man, because the AI stuff, it's a great tool, right? But it's gonna start replacing a lot of people.
It is.
It's just going to start replacing a lot of people. Pretty soon, they're going to have an AI version of, and I'm going to tell you it's coming, they're going to have an AI version of a rapper.
They already got one. It was a guy a couple of years ago they announced. They had an AI rapper, some white dude.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that? Yeah, they already
did.
And people were like, hey, what the hell is that? Then they got quiet about it.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to tell you what's about to happen. They're not going to tell us. We not going to know.
Right.
It's going to be a dude that's going to be the perfect MC almost. And he's going to be all AI based.
Right.
Watch and see what I tell you. Because I'm going to tell you, man, people...
it's just like a motherfucker like they doing with the companies. Nigga, we don't need you to stand here and screw a handle on the car no more. Or whatever, you get me? We got the motherfucking machines that do all that shit now. So why would I want to deal with a motherfucking nigga who's a knucklehead coming from a whatever. I could just go create a nigga like that.
Yeah.
And punch in my computer what type of attitude and what this and whoop-de-whoop.
I can
and then take it on tour with a hologram.
Exactly.
and make all the money, have merchandise and everything about it. And the kids go crazy about it. I'm telling you what's scary, man. Now, I forget which rock and roll dude, and I fuck with him for saying that, man. The guy from Kiss.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons. They offered Gene Simmons like a ridiculous amount of money for his like virtual rights. I think they offered that man something like $15-20 million. And he said, no, because I can't picture them. They not gonna care about the quality of the stuff that I do. They gonna have everybody just can't come and write a Kiss record.
Right.
So I want all these people to go on our farewell tour to remember me from being this. If they want to see us, they can go buy the video.
Right.
I don't want a ghost version of me floating around here 100 years from now.
Yeah. When they did something on one of those Grammy shows where they had a hologram Michael Jackson, that turned a lot of people up. I didn't like it, because there's only one Michael. That thing don't have the spirit of Michael. They need to leave that alone. And when Drake did that diss record and used Tupac's vocals, a lot of people got turned off from that too.
Oh, his family was pissed off about that.
Yeah, everybody was. A lot of folks were pissed off on that.
And I'm going to tell you, dog, Tupac, I think people aren't even aware, Tupac got a lot of family members that's still here. Because I managed Glasses Malone. I remember when he put out
Shout out
Tupac.
to Glass. That's my homie. That's the homie.
When he put out the Tupac Must Die record.
Yeah.
Whenever Glasses release a record, my dining room is like the war table, right? We'd come in there playing and stuff. Man, I remember the phone calls we was getting. Me and him was driving down the 105 freeway, dude. And Tupac's cousin called and was like, man, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But he hadn't listened to the record. He just saw, and that's why I told him I never liked the name of that record.
Right.
Because to me, it took away from the story. But
he was trying to be provocative.
Yeah, he was trying to be provocative. Yeah. But to the average person, all they see is Tupac Must Die. What the fuck is he saying? He was talking about, from the mind of Orlando Anderson, right?
Yeah.
And it just kicked off a lot of stuff that I don't even know was worth doing. It kicked off a lot of stuff, man. Yeah. And I think the one thing that they would never be able to emulate with these AI or whatever, you go always have to have somebody writing.
Yeah. Somebody has.
You go always have to have somebody writing, because I don't care what you say. Ain't no AI go spit no gangster shit better than Scarface or MC Eiht or Nas or whoever. It's not gonna be able to do it. But everything is turning real vanilla and saccharine right now. Yeah. I'm really worried about the culture right now. Even to the point, man, where do you think this comes from? To me, I call it the baby man syndrome, to where you got a whole bunch of cats now online from their 40s to their 50s, just acting like little kids, bro. And when I say acting like little kids, that's almost insulting our young generation. The kids are more mature. My kids never acted like none of these dudes today, man. Yeah. What can you attribute that to?
That, man, look, in the system of white supremacy, and Dr. Welsing talked about this, the white male is supposed to be on top. And if you don't challenge the white male, they put you in either one or two positions. You're going to have to be a grown boy, or you're going to have to be a male woman. You understand? So dudes either take one or two routes. They're going to be over feminized, or they're going to be ultra babyfied. That's what the movie Baby Boy was about. And in the movie Baby Boy, they had a Dr. Welsing quote at the beginning of the movie. The Jody character living with his mama, he's a big overgrown child because of arrested development. And that's a problem. That's why we always have to be in a position to say, hey, man, we got a problem with systematic racism. Let's not be ashamed of it. That's an issue. Let's deal with it, and let's acknowledge it.
Exactly. And I think right now, if you look at it, all that stuff seems to move the needle now.
Yeah.
Anything negative, if you go say something really positive and profound, it's gonna get buried. Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah.
But if you saying something crazy and outlandish, oh man, this gonna break all kind of records.
Yeah. Man, look, when I did my books, The Art of Mackin', I was on MTV, VH1. They were trying to give me a show on NBC. They were trying to give me a late night show. That's why I was on, if you go Google, there's images of me. I was on Conan O'Brien, The Tonight Show. I did all that stuff because I was just doing relationship books from a kind of satirical standpoint. So that was non-threatening. When I started doing the Hidden Colors films, that's when I started getting negative press. When I said, hey, let me teach about Black history, all of a sudden, I'm a race baiter. I get all of these negative headlines. I'm getting visited by the FBI and all of this stuff.
The FBI came to see you?
Oh, many times. I can't even go to England. I'm banned from the UK because of my films.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm banned. I cannot go to the UK. I was going to go over there to have a film screening in the airport They had to take me off they wouldn't let me on the plane, and they had phone calls going all over the place saying that I'm not allowed to go to the UK from the
Not
UK
because you got a criminal record or something like that.
Nothing.
Because of a book that you wrote.
But because of the movies, the Hidden Colors movies.
Oh, wow.
Because of those movies. They said that my presence is not conducive to the good of the society there. Basically, I might wake too many black folks up. You start waking up black folks, that's a problem. That's why, let's go back to the rap thing, NWA. When they were fuck the police, they were getting the FBI letters. I talked to Greg Mack one time. He told me the FBI was up there at K-Day asking about Easy and those guys. When you're talking revolutionary and you're independent, that's a threat. You understand? That's why the music industry, they have to get control of independent artists and say, hey, no, we can't have you out here moving those records, saying what you want to say. Get us under you. Let us get you under our wing so we can control what you say and do.
Wow, man.
It's heavy.
With all the changes that we've had in America, things have gotten a lot better. You know, we've had some progress in this country.
Yeah, we've had to fight for it. We made it happen.
Do you ever see us getting reparations?
Absolutely. Because the thing is, man, they already have to spend the money that's used on reparations for defense, man. When they militarize the police, that's the reparations money right there. All they have to do is do the right thing. Look, man, they started militarizing the police after the Watts riots. After the Watts riots, they saw black folks was actually whooping ass in the 1960s. That's not talked about. Black folks, they'll show you some black folks getting beat on, but low-key, black people were bringing it to the damn police.
Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago.
Man, in Illinois, there's a town called Cairo, Illinois, man. They ran all the white people out that town in the 1960s. They
I know our engineer probably here like, what the fuck, man?
Here's the white guy. Come down.
Cool, you with us,
man.
Man, let me tell you.
He's sitting over there in the corner.
Listen, man.
I don't know. They probably picked the wrong guy to engineer this.
We're talking about Tupac. Man, listen to me, man. You had groups like the Black Liberation Army putting in work. That's where Tupac comes from. That's his stepdad, Matulu Shakur. He was from the Black Liberation Army. They're the one broke Assata Shakur out of jail. That was Tupac's godmother. Tupac shot the cops, remember?
Yeah, he shot him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's when you saw his election kind of come. I'm going to tell you an interesting story, not to cut you off.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So, Bobcat was one of the first producers in L.A. that really messed with Pac. You know, like really, you know, he did Strictly for My Niggas album. That's when Pac was kind of going on his own, not leaving Shock G, but kind of, you know, getting his own identity, right? Pac, that's the Tupac I love, the revolutionary that told black women how beautiful they was, but she had to turn around and shoot a cop in the ass because he think he out there fucking with a brother. But he was a sponge. Yeah. Ultimately, you feel what I'm saying? And I just really think, man, we missing that in the community right now, man. Because we don't have no leadership no more, man. I always look at myself because if you look at Black America now, it's set up to where the young people hate him. Oh, 6-year-old ass down, you don't need to rap no more. Get out the way. That's the whole thing. It's this dynamic. Get out the way so I can make my way through instead of them coming to sit with this brother and say, hey, I want to be able to sustain a 30-year career like you did. What can I do?
Yeah, you got, 60-year-old dudes trying to get record deals, and you got 50-year-old women trying to be video vixens now. They're trying to compete with the young girls now. So, right, we don't have that balance of leadership, of just adult supervision.
Because it wasn't like that. I went to the older dudes. I revered the older dudes in my hood that may have went on before me and played college football. That's how I got up out of Cleveland. Because an older dude that played, he went to a junior college. I don't know what the hell a junior college. I thought it was over with for me. After my high school career, all them D's I had on my report card, man, I never thought I would go to college. But because of him, he made some phone calls for me. And next thing, you send some film off. Back in the day, you had to put shit in the mail. You feel what I'm saying? Them big-ass round tapes. You had to put them in the mail.
The VHS tape.
Next thing you know, I got a call from 5 or 6 junior colleges around the country. They were like, hey, we interested in bringing you out. But there was a leadership. It was like everybody looked out for each other. Now, everybody's too busy to be in competition.
Right. Even back in the day, man, the 80s, even the street cats would look out for people who had potential. If you saw somebody trying to venture off in some street business, the hustlers would say, "Get your ass off this block.
definitely.
Man. Get the fuck out of here, man. You don't come out here banging with us."
We definitely didn't want to deter brothers away who had potential to.
Somebody
who
sitting
could
his
be
ass.
more.
Yeah.
There was a reason why he stopped going to the neighborhood. Ain't that right?
I mean, sometimes you just get to a point where people see that you can do more than what you think. You
Yeah.
feel me?